F1 time here on Speed. We're back and we're here in Shanghai, China for the Chinese Grand Prix weekend. And this is the first of many sprint weekends. That means after this practice session, we're going to have a sprint qualifying session before the sprint race later today. Man, I'm excited for the sprint weekend. I mean, with this new type of car and how competitive it's been as of recently, I think we're going to have some incredible racing here in China. And that's a fact, because some of these guys, they've been looking forward to this weekend. Some guys, they just don't like this track that much. And one of them is Ben Junebug and George Russell. He doesn't really like this track that much. But Junebug, he doesn't like this track whatsoever. But the fans are excited. It's F1 time. Let's go. We're riding aboard with the rookie Arvid Lindblad in the number 41 car for Racing Bulls. And it's so incredible to see Arvid in this position where I think probably one day, give him a year or two, he'll be in a Red Bull seat one day. Like, I can see a lot of potential in this guy, as he's doing pretty well in these wet conditions. It's raining heavily. The rain's going to stop, and then we'll have a full dry sprint qualifying, but it'll be clear skies. It's been raining since this morning, so it's going to be a little bit tricky with these guys. Sometimes they just want to be as vigilant as they can be. But in all honesty, this race also, by the way, powered by Poet, like Speed with Arvid and Buxton. But, I think for Arvid, it's going to look a little bit tricky, and for some of these guys, because this is the first time, I think, that these 2026 cars are on, like, monsoon-type conditions, like, they're on full wet tires. Yeah, to be honest, I was thinking about that myself, because Arvid, he's been in this position before. He's raced in wet conditions before in his Formula 2 days. As he comes across the line, obviously he's the first one out, so he's going to get the fastest lap. Now, Ocon takes it. I reckon some of the Ferrari boys right here, like Lewis Hamilton, they probably agree. Yeah, here he is, Ben Junebug. I think he won here 1 year ago, so he's definitely looking for a huge win after what seemed to be a mixed bag of his performance from in Australia, because he was fast, but his strategy plan completely backfired on him, and he finished fourth. And he wasn't as fast as his teammate. They made some changes to both cars, so now they should have pretty decent and equal horsepower and speed in their cars. Yeah, Junebug was not too happy about the Australian weekend. He said that the car felt way unfair. It was unfair compared to Valtteri. Valtteri was quicker than him. And as he comes across the line, Junebug, he's ninth fastest, but he is one of the best drivers in wet conditions. Like, he is almost like Max Verstappen. He loves racing in the rain. It doesn't matter any type of rain. If it rains on a racetrack, he'll perform in the best way possible. He's absolutely fast in the rain. He was phenomenal in the rain in his Formula 2 days as a Dams driver. Now, even though he didn't win the Formula 2 Drivers' Championship, that led his team to the Constructors' Championship against their rivals Prema. And, when we saw him in his Formula 2 days and how phenomenal he was in the rain, you just knew this guy was going to be fast. Speaking of fast, his teammate Bottas, he's fastest, and that's not going to help Hamilton. That's a negative to the stewards. You block a driver that's on the fastest, that's on a very fast lap, they might just take you, they'll send you to the back of the grid. They'll give you a grid penalty for something like that. Yeah, that's definitely not what Hamilton would have wanted. So, we can see right there. Here comes Piastri. Where is he going to go? Only fourth. It's not qualifying, not even sprint qualifying. Already it's looking fairly interesting as Russell, he stays in this position in the Mercedes. Now, let's go with Lewis Hamilton. Again, we mentioned before, the Ferrari boys were really quick. The Ferrari team were absolutely quick in Australia. They're looking really fast today, as Leclerc, he'll stay in second. And there's Gabriel Bortoleto in the Audi. You can see right there, Gabriel. I guess this man minding his own business. And here he comes. Juma across the line. He goes up to second. There it is. We call it a Junebug masterclass when he dominates. And he dominates especially in the rain. When it pours, Junebug performs. Here comes the newest Red Bull driver, Isaac Adjar. Where can he go? And Adjar 17th, Hamilton, this time he goes up to 9th. Not bad for Hamilton. A little off pace compared to his teammate Charles Leclerc. Leclerc's getting really fast in his Ferrari. Now Bottas, he has the fastest time overall. It's an EN7 Trackhouse Racing Cadillac 1-2. And so they're currently the best performing team out on track. As we can see, Lance Stroll and Aston Martin. But look out for those boys. 20 seconds left in first practice. Who is going to be the fastest? Will it stay the Trackhouse Racing Cadillac boys, Valtteri Bottas and Bent Junebug? Or will someone else take the top spot? Here comes Junebug. Here comes Junebug. I think he's on a flying lap. So he'll go ahead and get another chance to set the fastest time of this first practice session. There's his teammate Valtteri. He'll finish off this session strong. It's a 1-2 for the Trackhouse Racing General Motorsports Cadillac boys. They have the 1-2 in first practice. What about Piastri? Can he upset the boys? No, he cannot. That was a bit surprising. Here comes Hadjar in the Red Bull. He's going to come across the line. Let's get in the top 10. Nope, he stays 18th. Yeah, that Red Bull's not looking too fast. Here comes George Russell in the Mercedes. The NEU Mercedes, powered by Meta AI. And you can see he comes across the line. Where does he go? He doesn't get anywhere. He stays 11th. Some of these guys are staying in position. They're not improving their times too much. It's like they're coming across the line just because. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I think you want to show a little bit more pace. Even though it's a practice session and it's wet, you want to wait till the track is dry. And for sprint qualifying, because sprint races and sprint qualifying they're a little bit important now these days. Indeed, and Lando comes across the line, he doesn't improve, and you can see right there on the dashboard, nothing for Junebug, so it's going to stay a 1-2. EN7 Trackhouse Racing Cadillac 1-2 as Albon finishes off the practice session. So Valtteri Bottas fastest overall. Ahead of his teammate Ben Junebug, it's an EN7 Trackhouse Racing Cadillac 1-2 ahead of Charles Leclerc, Lando Norris, Kimi Antonelli, Oscar Piastri, Carlos Sainz, Nico Hülkenberg in the Audi. Not bad from the Audi of Nico Hülkenberg. Then it's, look at Hadjar, 18th. I expect a little bit more from the Red Bull camp. So hopefully there can be some improvements to that car. But now it's Hamilton and Albon that complete the top 10. And then there's George Russell in 11th. Max Verstappen is 14th in the Red Bull. Well, I'm excited for sprint qualifying. Let's find out.